Have you ever seen the actions of others and wonder why they don't get punished for those actions? You might even secretly hope that something would happen to them because they do evil things. Obadiah talks about this in a short 21 verse book. Hi, I'm Pastor John Sonkrant from Heights Christian Church. And what we are doing as a congregation is going through the Bible in 5 years. We invite you to join us wherever you are by subscribing to our YouTube channel. 6 days a week, we will read a small part of Scripture and pull just one thing out of that to help us be more like Jesus. And then on Sunday, our services will be online on this very channel, and our sermon will be over the material we have discussed during the week. So in the book of Obadiah, Obadiah tells of what the Lord Yahweh says concerning Edom. Now the Edomites were descended from Esau, the brother of Jacob, who became one of the fathers of Israel. This means that the Edomites were blood relatives to the people of Israel. You may recall that Esau had sold his birthright as firstborn son to his brother Jacob for a bowl of soup in Genesis 25, 29 through 34. With this knowledge, let's read Obadiah. The vision of Obadiah. This is what the sovereign Lord says about Edom. We have heard a message from the Lord, and as envoy was sent to the nations to say, Rise up, rise, let us go against her for battle. See, I will make you small among the nations. You will be utterly despised. The pride of your heart has deceived you, you who live in the clefts of the rocks, and make your home on the heights, you who say to yourself, Who can bring me down to the ground? Like you soar, though you soar like the eagle, and make your nest among the stars, from there I will bring you down, declares the Lord. If thieves came to you, if robbers in the night, oh, what disaster awaits you. Would you not steal only as much as they wanted? Would they not steal only as much as they wanted? If grape pickers came to you, would they not leave a few grapes? But how Esau will be ransacked, his hidden treasures pillaged. All your allies will force you to the border. Your friends will deceive and overpower you. Those who eat your bread will set a trap for you, but you will not detect it. In that day, declares the Lord, will I not destroy the wise men of Edom, those of understanding in the mountains of Esau? Your warriors, Taman, will be terrified, and everyone in Esau's mountains will be cut down in the slaughter. Because of the violence against your brother Jacob, you will be covered with shame. You will be destroyed forever. On the day you stood aloof while strangers carried off his wealth and foreigners entered his gates and cast lots for Jerusalem, you were like one of them. You should not gloat over your brother in the day of his misfortune, nor rejoice over the people of Judah in the day of their destruction, nor boast so much in the day of their trouble. You should not march through the gates of my people in the day of their disaster, nor gloat over them in their calamity, in the day of their disaster, nor seize their wealth in the day of their disaster. You should not wait at the crossroads to cut down their fugitives, nor hand over their survivors in the day of their trouble. The day of the Lord is near for all nations. As you have done, it will be done to you. Your deeds will return upon your head. Just as you drank from my holy hill, so all the nations will drink continually. They will drink and be as if they had never been. But on Mount Zion will be deliverance. It will be holy, and Jacob will possess his inheritance. Jacob will be a fire and Joseph a flame. Esau will be stubble, and they will set him on fire and destroy him. There will be no survivors from Esau. The Lord has spoken. People from the Negev will occupy the mountains of Esau, and people from the foothills will possess the land of the Philistines. They will occupy the fields of Ephraim and Samaria, and Benjamin will possess Gilead. This company of Israelite exiles who are in Canaan will possess the land as far as Zarephath. The exiles from Jerusalem who are in Sepharad will possess the towns of the Negev. Deliverers will go up on Mount Zion to govern the mountains of Esau, and the kingdom will be the Lord's. So we saw in verse 10 that God informed Esau why they would face destruction, and that's for violence against your brother Jacob. Many times those we thought were friends or family are the ones who kick us when we are down. Edom was no different in what they basically rejoicing over the calamity that had fallen over Judah. They might have succumbed to peer pressure, or they might have despised Judah so much that they were glad to join in the persecution of their kinfolk. This reminds me of the time that one of Jacob's children, was sold into slavery by his older brothers. If you read Genesis 37, you'll see how the story of Joseph began being sold to his brothers unfolds. Joseph was a favored son of his father Jacob. This, along with Joseph telling his brothers and father about the dreams in which they would all bow down to him, fueled the jealousy and the hatred of his brothers, and they sold him into slavery. Perhaps the reason the Edomites hated the children of Israel was due to jealousy that they had not received the blessings of being the chosen ones of God. And we as believers are not above being jealous of what someone else may have in their life, but we are called to not have jealousy or hatred towards others who may have what seems to be a better life than we do. We do not know the struggles that someone else may have had to endure in order to be where they are in life. So let's look at a few passages concerning this area. In Proverbs 10:12, we see that hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers over all wrongs. We also see in 1 Peter 4:8, above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. And in Galatians 5:13 and 14, we see, you, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. For the entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one command: love your neighbor as you love yourself. And so we saw in that as believers we are called to love one another. We reap what we sow. If we sow hatred and jealousy, we will also reap the same. But if we follow the commands of Scripture, when we sow love, we will reap the same. The Edomites sowed hatred that was rooted in jealousy, and they reaped the consequences of their actions. So I hope you got something out of the reading for today, and I hope to see you again here tomorrow.